Jerry Mallory here for SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com. Lions preseason game number 2 is in the books. They won. That doesn't really matter. We have a few points that we want to talk about, and then one main feature we'll focus on. And then we're going to end this video with some fashion tips for the NFL. I'm sure you downloaded this video, watching it, subscribe to SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com to hear fashion tips. So we're going to bring it to you. But first and foremost, the game is in the books. There were some bright spots. Obviously, Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford hooking up. We wanted to see the first team offense get some points. They did just that, scoring 2 touchdowns. Titus Young showed some feistiness. I like what he's going to bring to the table this year. And Ryan Broyles, as advertised, showing the ability to get open and make some moves. So we like what we saw from the offense. Riley Reiff slowly but surely trying to etch his way into the starting lineup. On defense, I want to see the starting front four get after the quarterback a little bit better, but yet and still they did pretty good. I love it when your defense gives up some yardage, but instead of giving up 6, which becomes 7 points, they only allow a field goal. If you do that, more often than not, you're going to be successful. But the one thing I want to touch on that's bothering me, this has been an issue for the Lions for some years. Years ago, I would blame special teams coach Stan Kwan. But now I'm getting to see this is just an issue overall for the Detroit Lions and its special teams. Not so much kicking and punting. Jason Hanson does a fine job. We have 2 punters that are fighting for a starting spot. I think both of them are adequate. It's our coverage units. How many times in the last few years have you seen this? The opposing team punts the ball to Detroit, and what happens? Stephon Logan or whoever's returning the punt has to either fair catch or they have maybe a yard and a half to return, which means they do not get a big return. On the other side, though, we punt the ball off, and the other team, the returning guy, has 4 or 5, 6 yards of space to make a decent return. Same with kickoffs. They're getting more opportunities to return, and when they do, our units are not there. Our units, when they get there, do not tackle well. This is a big issue that's been going on with the Lions for quite some time, and it has to stop. I'll give you a reason why special teams are so important. For the last few years, let's say the last 7, 8 years, the Chicago Bears have had a lot of success, believe it or not. They've won the NFC North. They've went to the Super Bowl. They've gone to NFC championships. It's because they have been very good in 2 areas of the football field: defense and special teams. In my belief, you have to be stout on 2 of those 3 areas. It's usually hard to be, a world-beating, dominating defense and the same on offense. Usually, if you excel in one, defense or offense, if you can add that special teams to it, you have a chance to compete for championships. Chicago Bears, like I said, they have done that. Offense has been a little shaky, but their defense has been great. Their special teams, kicking, punting, returning, and coverage has been solid. I'm looking for Detroit to be the same way. We all know what they're capable of doing on offense. We've seen it. They have explosive weapons. I'm pleased with what I've seen from the running game, even against the Ravens. I think that's going to carry on to the regular season. Defense, we have some bright spots, but our defense is a little bit more shaky. If we can handle and tackle the special teams unit, better guys that can cover a little bit better, and then we become more stout in that area, we, like all those championship contending and winning teams, will be stout, not spout or sprout, but stout in 2 of the 3 facets of the game. So my message to you, special teams, is step it up. Jim Schwartz is very displeased with this as well. He's made mention of it, so there could be some changes coming very soon. It's not too difficult. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's easier to find guys on the street or free agents that can help you in special teams as opposed to defense and offense. So let's scour the waiver wire. Let's talk to some guys on the street. Hey, if you want to sign me up, I'll give it a shot too. So that's our synopsis. That's our synopsis. We don't have synapses going on with this. No brain things are moving. This is our synopsis of game number 2, preseason. Let's now get into SB Nation and Private Detroit's fashion tips for the National Football League. It's time for NFL do's and don'ts. It's Jerry's fashion tips. We're talking about the new NFL jerseys. Nike has taken over, replacing Reebok. By and large, they've done a good job. There's just a few minor tweaks here and there. You have a couple of major overhauls like with the Seattle Seahawks. But my gripe is with the collar of these jerseys. Am I the only one that notices this? I can't explain it any better than you looking at this picture. It's the New Orleans Saints quarterback, Drew Brees. Now let's take a look at that collar. From the back heading up to the front, it's black.
Then there's a little slant up front. It changes colors to white. Several teams have this little new customized two-tone collar, and I don't like it. I'm glad the Lions don't have it. Every time I see this, I can't help but think of an open collared dress shirt. So now when you look at your heroes on the field, your gridiron monsters, now I'm conflicted, because when I see some of these players, such as the New Orleans Saints, and there are several other teams that have this two-tone collar thing going on, I can't help but think of a businessman, like that picture that you see right there. And for me, it is a fashion no-no. NFL and Nike, you've done a good job overall, but that is definitely a fashion faux pas.
We've got the preseason game out of the way. We've talked about it. We're looking forward to game 3, the dress rehearsal, as we all say. We'll see the starters out there more than any other preseason game. We've got the fashion tips out the way. Hopefully the NFL works on that faux pas. I'm glad it doesn't specifically apply to the Detroit Lions. And so that's going to do it. Don't forget, subscribe. If you're watching, subscribe. Comment, not just here, but SB Nation's main site. We know there's so much going on there. And until next time, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. This has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrideOfDetroit.com.